Hello, and welcome to another episode of Openly Expressive. I am your host, Naisha. Today is Wednesday, so sticking with that letter, W, let's talk about why we cheat. How about that? So let's start off with men, okay? Now, by no means am I a man, we know that. But from my observation and dealing with a few in my life, I've come to the conclusion that they just cheat because they can. And I also come to the conclusion that they cheat because instead of quality, they just pick quantity, okay? They rather have about 15, 20 women to put another notch on their belt, I guess, to, boost their ego because maybe they're a bit insecure. I don't know, but maybe a lot of notches on your belt seems to give you that, think you have that je ne sais quoi going on. I'm here to tell you, fellas, the more women you have, that doesn't make you the man. That actually makes you lame. Because to me, what makes you the man is if you can satisfy one female, keep her very happy, don't stray and look for any others, and able to contain your male parts. You know how they say you guys think with that other head. It seems like that's an actual fact. It doesn't seem like it's just a myth. I don't understand. And with the internet and all these social media sites, and it seems like it's more easy, more accessible to access any woman with the drop of a thumb on a letter or a sent text. All you have to do is twiddle those fingers and create whatever persona you want to. Now, back in the days when I was younger, I'm 41 years old. Transparency, people. Back in the days when I was younger, in order for you to meet a person, we had AOL, Instant Messenger, AIM, things like that. It wasn't really a big social media fest. So to actually meet someone, yeah, you can meet someone that way, but it wasn't as accessible as it is now, where there's all these social media sites and all these fake bodies and everything else. Not to knock you ladies, because if you want to get your body done, do what you need to do to make you feel special, okay? I'm just saying, men are very visual, and the more women that they see, the more they feel that they need. I don't know. I'm not even going to say men. I'll say males, because to me, a man, he knows how to contain himself. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me get off the topic of why men cheat, because I don't want you to feel like I'm bashing you fellas. Okay? So, for me, being a woman, I can speak for myself and other women. Maybe not all, but the majority of us, if we cheat, please believe it's because we are feeling that needs are not met. And it's not that the needs are not met on a first day or as soon as we express them. No. It's been something going on. It's been an issue going on in a relationship. And we have constantly badgered you into putting in the work. And for some reason or another, you didn't want to do it. Or maybe that reason is because you were already straying elsewhere, so you didn't care to take the time to water the grass at home. And it's so funny with that term, the grass is greener on the other side. The grass isn't greener on the other side, but to you guys, you seem to think so. Mind you, it's artificial grass over there. And it's so funny how you guys, if you take the time, people period, if they take the time to water the grass at home, you can have a beautiful garden. Plant you some great strawberries, some nice seeds, some roses. Plant you something in that garden. Do something with that grass. Have you a little nice lawn, opposed to just saying, oh, this looks a little shady now. I think I want some new grass. It looks a bit greener over there. You think so? Because please believe that person that you are cheating with on the weekends, because you have that significant other that you live with, that person that you are creeping with and sleeping with on the weekends and having the little rendezvous with on the weekends, of course it's not giving you any trouble. That relationship seems to not be troublesome, because guess what? The woman that you're cheating with, she's not dealing with your dirty drawers on the floor. She's not dealing with you coming home from work having an attitude with her because you had a bad day and you just felt the need to take it out on the woman that you're with, that you're living with. You see, the person that you're dealing with on the weekend, they don't give you any trouble because it's only momentarily. So it's not a 7-day-a-week thing. So when do you really have time to get on each other's nerves? It's fun time when you guys are together. But the mate that lives at home, oh my gosh, you give them hell. Especially if it's a man cheating on a woman, and say if she's a stay-at-home mom, where's the respect? You think maybe she's not fun because when you want to go out and do things, she's tired all the time. She's cranky all the time. Well, did you ever take the time to think that perhaps she's tired and cranky and things like that because maybe she resents the fact that she's home just watching the kids, and then when you come home, there's no appreciation? See, me, I'm a single mom, but even when I was married, I worked at home. I had my own business. So regardless if it didn't work out or not, I'm still able to take care of me. That's one tip of advice. That's one piece of advice I would give you, ladies. Don't you ever in the history of life depend on a man to fulfill any need that you have. And damn sure don't depend on it to fulfill a financial need, because better believe, honey, when he wants to leave, guess what? He will pack his ish and he will go without a second thought. And to me, I think that's so cowardly for people to create families, and then when they feel like it's too hot to handle, they just skedaddle. They leave. They hit the bricks. How unfair is that? So you wonder why women are angry. Women are always pegged to be angry. And a lot of the times, black women, I am part black, so I can say that, okay? Black women, we are always pegged to be the B word. Why is that? We're always pegged to be, oh, she's too strong. She acts like a man. She's too masculine. Well, how about, did you ever give it a thought that perhaps she's too masculine, quote unquote, because she had to take on a role of a man? When the man left her with the children, did you ever stop to think that perhaps she built up that exterior of being hardcore because she had to do it? She had to play mommy and daddy. She had to play nurse. She had to play teacher. She had to play doctor when the kids are sick. She has to entertain the kids. And you guys also forget that when a mom is sick and she's raising those kids by herself because you guys decided to leave because it got too hot to handle, you fail to realize and give her the respect that she's holding it down even when she doesn't feel like doing it. When she's sick, when she's menstruating, when she's going through all of these things, especially physically or mentally, she still has to put on a brave front so her kids doesn't see her, so her children don't see her in mental anguish. And then at the end of the day, males still don't respect us. So if you ever wonder why a woman cheats, that's the answer. A woman cheats because her needs were not being met at home, no matter how much she cried out and let it be known what she was looking for, and it was just completely avoided and discarded and everything else. Maybe she found it in the arms of another man. And to me, cheating is stupid regardless, because even if you found that in another man while still being in a relationship, why don't you just break it off? Just break it off, because ladies, better believe, whatever your man is lacking and you found that in somebody else, staying with that man is not going to make any sense, because guess what? He's still going to lack. And then while you're pulling away because you're more interested in the new guy, he's going to lack even more, because now he feels the distance between you two that he ultimately created. And he's going to stray even more than he's been straying before. So to me, actually cheating is foolish to me. Why waste anybody's time? Why waste anybody's time? And it's so wicked to sit there and for a man to keep a woman in his life when he knows damn well he's not being faithful to her. He's not being faithful to her at all. He's been stringing her along the whole time. Now, ladies, you know for a fact, we know when a man is cheating. We know, because let me tell you how it's a dead giveaway. What the men do is, oh, guess what? He start wearing different cologne, or cologne at all, because half of the time, you know what we think about men. Sorry, guys, but hey. Yeah, he start moving different. He start getting better underwear. He stopped having holes in his t-shirt. He stops dressing like a dad with a dad bod, and all of a sudden, he's starting to look a little sexy. And you're like, well, damn, hold on. You don't let yourself go for me. When we go out, you looking all crazy in the streets. But all of a sudden on the weekends, oh, you're Mr. Debonair. What happened? Oh, you think I'm stupid? No, we're not stupid, fellas. Probably we didn't say anything because, A, we checked out of the relationship a long time ago, and we just going with the flow. We really don't care. Or B, we've been doing us. So please believe, when y'all cheating on us, don't think we don't know, honey. We might not say anything, but either we're not saying anything because we don't care, we're just standing there for the kids, maybe that's the reason, or we're not saying anything because we're calculating our next move to divorce your ass, or, we just don't care. My advice is to just move on. Let's not waste each other's time. Now, when a woman cheat, honey, let me tell you, she gonna do that real slick. She moving the same. She already looks cute on a daily basis, so she's not even going to change up her style. Now, a giveaway could be if she's cheating, if she's not really giving you as much time as she used to. She's not really texting you back as she used to. I'm not saying that means she's cheating all the time. Sometimes she's not giving you the attention that she used to give you, or that you once required, or the text messages instantly back, or things like that. Not because she's cheating, just because she's lost interest. Because once again, her needs were not met. There's always signs in the beginning that a relationship is tumultuous and is on its way out. But a lot of times people don't give a damn to try to fix it. And the crazy part, I don't care. I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm dope. I might have my faults and flaws in the relationship. Granted, I might pop off and spaz and do all the things that I probably shouldn't do because it's not ladylike. But a woman's scorn is nothing to play with, honey. You hear me? Nothing to play with. But if you treat a woman right, she could be the sweetest thing ever. A lot of men want to complain about how a woman is acting. Oh, she's a B. She's this. She's that. Try working things out first. Try treating her like she's something that you cherish. Treat her the way that you would like to be treated. Give her that respect. How about you give her a foot rub? Whether she's been on her feet all day working or she's been on her feet all day with the kids that you bred with her, how about you give her a foot rub? How about you cook for a change? How about we reverse the roles and you take on all the duties that she takes on a day-to-day basis? You don't think that it's hard for a woman to raise a child? You don't think so? And then men want to bash women who are single moms or stay-at-home moms. They want to throw it in their face. I work. Okay, you work, but you don't think that she's at home working too? Because guess what? You get a lunch break, honey. You get to clock in and out. You get to get breaks throughout the day. She doesn't get to do that if she's a stay-at-home mom with small children at that. And let's not forget about what she could be going through physically or mentally that can hinder her giving the children the best that she has gotten. But she has to put on her big girl panties and do what she has to do. Remember, fellas, she is raising a human being. That's the biggest job that one can have. There's no paychecks. There's no clocking in and out. Even when that child becomes an adult, they're 18, 20, 30, whatever, better believe they still going to need their mom or their dad. And the sad part is a lot of us don't even have dads. That's the sad issue about it. People wonder why everybody in this world is, well, not everybody, but the majority of the world are so jaded and mixed up in the head. Why? Because it all stems from daddy issues, mommy issues. Being a parent is one of the most important jobs that you can have. One of the most important jobs you can have, because you are shaping and molding individuals and then giving them their wings to fly so they can be on their own, and hope and pray to God that they don't do anything that will risk their life. We have to sit there and be okay with the tools that we gave them when they go out into this cold, wicked world, and hope and pray that they make it back to where their destination is. So for a man to not give his hats off to a female who is raising a human being. Remember, fellas, a lot of you were raised by a single mom too. And how you treat a female, if you treat a female like crap, and you were a child, say you were a child, and you saw a man treating your mom like that, in your head, you're saying, when I grow up, I'm going to kick his ass. Aren't you? That's your thought. If you're seeing a man disrespect your mom as a child, your thought is, I'm going to kick his behind when I get older. People are very protective of their mom. Very, because we are very important. And it's just so sad to me when people create families and the families are just broken apart because someone in that relationship, whether mom or dad, decided to be selfish, and instead of working on things at home, they decided to create a new family either elsewhere, or they just decided to bail. And then people want to sit there and complain about how a person is, why their psyche is so warped. Take the time to get to know a person before you judge a person. Everyone's temperament, everyone's character, everyone's being, and how they maneuver through life stems from how they were raised. If you were in a broken home, you think you're going to walk around this earth the best that you can be? You're not going to be tainted? You're not going to be angry? That's BS. Even parents criticize children for the outcome of some of the things that they have done, and the outcome ended up the way that we didn't think it should have. But then we have to look at ourselves as parents like, hey, I fucked up. Maybe I didn't do the best that I could have done to shape and mold my children. So my word of advice is, before you decide to lay down with a person and possibly create a family, I need you to look into the future, if you could, and just think, is this going to work? Is this relationship going to last? Do I see being with this person long term? If the answer is no, cut your losses, cut your ties. Because to sit there and be in a relationship, you're unhappy or you're unsure, that's being selfish, especially if there's children involved. Because once children get involved in relationships, a lot of the time, there becomes resentment. Whether it's a man resenting a woman because she didn't get a termination of a pregnancy. And that's another thing to me. How dare you guys get pissed off at a female because she decided to keep a kid that you procreated with her? Remember, fellas, a female cannot make a baby. We can only carry it. Your little swimmers create the baby. So to get mad at a female when both of you partook in the actions of sexual encounters, how dare you? How dare you? I need you men to realize that women are very special. Very special. And if you feel that this woman is not special enough for you, I'm going to need you to head out. Don't sit there and waste her time. And females, don't sit there and stay with a man because you think it's going to get better. Because guess what? If you voiced your opinion and you voiced your needs and everything else on what you think needs to be fixed in a relationship, and I hope while you're doing that, you're doing all that you can to make the relationship work too. But if you voiced your opinions, if you voiced your needs and everything else, and they are not being met, I think it's time for you to call it quits. Don't wait for him to call it quits, honey. Especially if you got them kids. Please, you will resent him for the rest of his life. Trust me. Transparency. But anyway, it's Wednesday, and I just wanted to say, why do we cheat? Either reason that was given, it's all foolish and a waste of daggone time. Let's not waste each other's time, people. If you feel that something is not working from the jump, don't waste years invested into a relationship that you know daggone well you have no interest in being in. Let's not waste each other's time. Time is of the essence, and it's too precious to be wasted on BS. So, guys, that was my take on why we cheat. I know I probably veered a little bit left here, but hey, it's real life. This is how I do. I tend to stray from one conversation. I tend to jump from one conversation to the next, but that's just me. So, thank you for joining me. This was my little parking lot pimping session again, guys. You know how I do. Crazy part is I just keep finding different parking lots. And this one right here is not where it's at because it's a parking lot for a lot of stores. So I probably look like a nutcase in here talking to myself. But it was all worth it, guys. So I think this is my 5th episode. And I've done it probably the past 3 days. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm getting more confident in speaking to you guys opposed to the nerves and jitters that I had when I initially started this podcast. So once again, I want to thank you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the love, the support, the comments, the subscriptions, the likes, the listen, the everything, the shares. Once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. Have a great day. Remember, don't sweat the small things. It's not worth it. Whatever you are going through today, you will be getting over that tomorrow as long as you put forth effort in doing so. I love you for listening. Have a blissful day. Until I chat again. Bye, guys.
Hey ladies and gents, I hope that you enjoyed that episode on the topic of why we cheat, men versus women. Thank you for joining me, and I'll continue to dish out more content. Hopefully you enjoy those too. Bye guys.